Hey everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome back. Remember to like and subscribe. Today's video is actually about makeup tools, brushes, their uses, how to clean them, and how to multi-purpose brushes so you basically can have all the brushes you need to create a perfect makeup look. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, just keep watching. Okay, so here's all the makeup tools that you would need. I do know there are more out there, but I'm just trying to give you the basics of what you may need for your personal use. I mean, there's no use having like hundreds of brushes. You don't even know what half of them are for, and you would not use half of them. Basically, makeup artists who do makeup on a variety of clients would be the ones who require like extensive amounts of different types of brushes, because you're dealing with different types of eyes, different types of skin, different face shapes and such like that there. So I'm going to get into the basics of what you would need for personal use. Okay, so with the foundation and foundation application tools, my personal favorites are silicone applicators. I keep saying this and I always will say it. In all my videos, I would prefer, or whenever I apply makeup personally, these are what I would use. They are, as you can see, like super soft, and they are coated, so when you apply foundation to it, there's literally zero wastage of product. Every amount that you put onto here to apply to your face goes onto your face. There's no product or very minimal wastage when using this. These are beauty blenders. They come in a variety of shapes and colors. With these, you would use it damp. So you would basically soak these, make them wet, squeeze out the excess water, and you would then use it to apply your makeup. Personally, I have a strong dislike for these because they tend to just soak up your foundation and just soak up the product, and application wise, not really that impressed with it, but everybody has their own opinion and to each their own. This is my personal view, and this is just me trying to share some knowledge with you. This is a foundation brush. Normal cream or liquid foundations, this is what you would use. It's not too firm, nice soft bristles, can blend very well with this. However, again, with using a foundation brush to apply foundation, a lot of product gets left in the actual brush itself. Still very good, gives you nice application and a nice finish on your foundation. This is one of Real Technique's buffing brushes, similar to a kabuki brush, but a longer version. Obviously, kabuki brushes are very short handled, tightly packed brushes. Very similar top though to the kabuki brush. Have a look at that. It's packed very tightly, as we can see. It's nice and soft, feels amazing for a synthetic brush, very impressive. However, I have used this for foundation. Beautiful application you actually get with this buffing brush. You can use it for foundation, you can use it for applying bronzers or any powder products basically, but I used it for liquid foundation, works great as well. Okay, then next is a concealer brush. Okay, so as we can see with the concealer brush, very soft as well, tightly packed but shorter bristles here for accuracy in applying your concealer under your eye area or wherever you need to conceal basically. Very nice brush, absolutely impressed. I love Real Techniques brushes. They are brilliantly designed and they feel amazing. Okay, so next is a powder brush. well, this is what I would use for powder. As you can see, it has shorter, tightly packed bristles here, the brown ones, that's where they stop, and then it's got white fibers coming through that are slightly longer. It's very, very fluffy, so you're not going to pick up a lot of excess product, so you're just going to apply what you need, and it's able to remove like excess powder after baking or just powdering the face in general. This is a synthetic hairbrush, however it feels very, very similar to some of the real hairbrushes that I actually own. Okay, moving on. This would also be considered a powder brush, but I use this for applying blush. This is a real hairbrush. This is real sable hair. It's a Crayolan brush. As I said, it's a multi-purpose brush. You can use it for powder, you can use it for blush. With regards to real hair brushes, I tend to not really like using my real hair brushes because the upkeep of real hair brushes is quite extensive. You're going to see it in a bit later. I'm going to show you how I clean and take care of real hair fiber brushes. It's a bit more in-depth compared to like normal standard synthetic fibers. Okay, so then we have a smaller powder brush or blush brush. Any brush with this sort of round and very soft bristly, like basically that looks like this, you could use as a powder or blush brush. Then we have the angled brushes. Okay, so this is one I want to speak about because, and you see I have two types here just to show you two different ones. I do have more. As I said, I'm not showing you all my brushes here. I'm just showing you what you would need in your personal collection to basically do your makeup looks. Okay, so this is a real hair brush from Crayolan, and this is the synthetic brush. Okay, so no name. Anyway, so it feels excellent as well, nice and soft. So with these angled brushes or shading brushes, you would use this for doing your contour on your cheek. This is a dirty one because I'm keeping this to show you cleaning later. So with the angled brush, this is for contouring, and I know sometimes people use that straight angled brush for contouring their cheeks and it doesn't really work. It gives you just a harsh line. With the angled contouring brush, you can see if you have to rub this against your cheek, see, it applies product evenly and not in a harsh line. So this would be perfect for doing your contouring on your face, and that's what I use it for. Anyway, moving on to your different types of fan brushes. See, this is what I mean. Real hair brushes, I washed it and left it and didn't place the hairs together, so now it's looking all bent and fuzzy because it was left in the wrong way while it was wet, so dried very weirdly. Anyway, so you get different types of fan brushes. These are usually used for well, I use them for highlighter. That's basically the best use for them. You can use them for powder. Some people use them for powder. You can use it for powder if you want to, but mainly used for highlighter. Then we're moving on to the eye brushes. So this would be a eyeshadow brush. As we can see, very fluffy brush, so it's not going to pick up too much powder. It's not going to pick up too much product. So this is for applying, say, your base color or your lid colors. This would be used so you don't pick up too much color. Then we have this brush, which is a, well, they're calling it here a full coverage. They're calling it a full coverage eye brush. Okay, I see why. Okay, so we can see the bristles very tightly packed, but it's still very soft. This is for packing on color. Say for example, you're doing a very bold, a very deep color and you want a lot of product on your eye to apply a lot of product. This is the brush you would use. It picks up a lot of product and you can pat it in nicely on the eye. Okay, then we have a crease blending brush. You can see this is very loosely packed, very fluffy to make blending much easier. And just a breeze. Basically, it gives you that nice blown out effect, no harsh lines. One of my favorite brushes, as we know. Real Techniques. Okay, my cat's fur is in that. Okay, so this is another eye brush, but this is a crease brush. However, for my eye, this crease brush is quite big, so I basically use this as a blending brush as well, because I wouldn't be able to apply my or define my crease with such a big brush because I have a very small eye. So I use it as another blending brush, sorry. But it is a crease brush. It's fairly tightly packed, not too tight, still has a bit of movement and is very fluffy. Okay, so this is a tapered brush. Okay, so this would be used for your crease. I would use something like this in my crease because I have a smaller eye. You can see the bristles are very tightly packed, very firm in how they're packed, but still movability. You can use this when creating or defining your crease area if you have a small crease area or small eyes like me. This is a tapering brush. Then we have the eyeshadow brushes. Okay, so with eyeshadow brushes, there's so many different types. Okay, so this is a very fluffy eyeshadow packing brush. However, you could use this in your crease area as well because it's very fluffy. You can blend well with it as well. Then we have this flat eyeshadow brush. This one's a bit firmer, as we can see. This is for packing on the eyeshadow to the lid. Then we have this brush. I don't know if you've seen it. Not really needed, I would say, in a personal makeup brush set. This is an angled top brush. This is for applying or packing on powder products onto the corners of the eye, like if you're doing your eyeshadows, and it gives you a nice blown out look. However, it's not needed, as I said, in a personal brush collection. And then the variation of that is the flat top blooming brush. Same principle applies, same use as the angled top, basically to pack on product and blow it out. This brush, actually, I don't know what this one is called, but I use this for my concealer. It's from Ubu, have no idea, but I use this to do my concealer on my brows because it's nice short bristles and it gives me great accuracy when I'm cleaning up my brow area. So yeah, but a brush like this could actually be used for that. This is an angled eyeshadow brush. You could use a brush like this also for doing your concealer around your eyelids, around your eyebrows, and also when you're doing cut creases and stuff like that. Angled eyeshadow brush like this is pretty handy. This is a bigger variation of that angled brush. When you do like those fancy makeup looks, recently I used this for doing my shading on my pop art makeup look, so it helped me apply nicely and shade in the lines. But this is actually an angled eyeshadow brush. Again, it's a bigger one. You can use it for whatever you want to, actually. Okay, so onto the smaller brushes. Okay, this is an angled brush. This is actually my eyebrow brush. It can be used as a eyeliner brush. However, I use this on my brows. So sorry, I'm shaking the camera. So I use this on my brows, and that's how I get a very accurate. Oh my. Okay, so that's how I get a very accurate filling of my brows using an angled liner. Okay, let's go and find the other eyeliner brushes. Okay, so there's 3 other eyeliner brushes here. It's just okay. Whoops. Okay, so this is another angled brush, but as we can see, this is extremely fine. I just wanna turn that around. So can you see? This is a fine angled liner brush. So this is what I use for my liner. And then we have an angled normal. Okay, it's not bent. That is actually how it's supposed to be. It's called an angled liner brush. Then we've got this fine liner, another straight fine liner brush. So this is how it looks for doing very fine lining or those very fine lines that you would like to do. If you want very fine eyeliner, or you're doing any of your art makeup looks, this would be the perfect one for accuracy. Okay, so we have a lip liner brush. Okay, very tiny bristles, able to be very accurate with it. Okay, then there's a lip brush, applying lipstick. Short bristles, very firm brush, so it's good for accuracy. Your product's not going to fly all over the place on your lips, and you want to be very accurate when applying your lipstick, so using a makeup brush is great as well. Okay, this is an angled variation of the lip liner brush. You could also use it as a lip brush because of the angle. Also enables accuracy when applying your product. Okay, then I also have the angled brush, another angled brush, sorry, that I forgot about. Angled brushes are multi-use. You can use it for eyebrows, you can use it for lips. These ones I tend to like using when I do smoky eyes and I'm smoking out the waterline or the bottom of the eye, because it gives you more accuracy without applying too much product. But that's also what the blooming brushes are for, the angled and the flat top. Then we go into brows. Okay, spoolies I absolutely cannot stand for brows, because when you rub it on your eyebrows it feels like sandpaper. Can you hear that? Most horrible feeling, and I wouldn't want to do that to my clients, neither would I ever do that to myself. So I use this. This is for, it's a multi-use. You can actually comb out lashes with the side, but it's for your brows. But multi-use, as I said, you can do whatever you want to. And then I brush my brows with this side. And that is it for all the brush tools, makeup tools that you would need in your personal collection. Let's move on to washing. Okay, so moving on to the cleaning of brushes. As I said, I have this dirty real hair brush. Now with real hair brushes, as I said, they require a lot more care than synthetic brushes. You have to use shampoo on it, treat it like real hair, basically shampoo and condition them so that they don't get dry, brittle and start breaking, and basically your brush will get destroyed. And they are pretty pricey, so that's why I tend not to use my real hair brushes. I only use like a few of them. This is for my contouring, so this is the only real hair brush that I mainly use, and some eyeshadow brushes, but as I said, not too often. Then what I have to clean it is this, it's like a little cleaning mitt. I bought it online. I can't remember from where. So it has different variations of what can I call this? Textures. It has different textures that you can use to clean the brush for scrubbing. Basically, it's like stubborn makeup and stuff like that from within the brush. So before I had this, I used to just swirl it in my hand. That's also a possibility, something you can actually do. So what you'll do is you just wet the brush, also wet the cleaning mitt. Then I'm just gonna take my shampoo. This is my normal shampoo. I use natural shampoo because there's 0 sulfates and I have very sensitive skin. So then you just swirl it around, and as you can see, it's coming off pretty easy, not much effort at all. With this mitt, because it just helps get out all the stubborn, basically a circular motion, that's all you do. Or you can just do that, pick an area and then use that texture to clean the brush. But there's not much product to clean off here. Then you rinse that out. And then just rub it on there, rinsing it out. With the mitt, you also have to clean it, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to clean it in a bit. So you rinse out the brush properly. Make sure all the shampoo is out. Make sure all the shampoo is out. Okay, once all the shampoo is out, you're just gonna take a little bit of conditioner, a very small amount of conditioner, and you're just gonna work it into the bristles like that, as if you're treating normal hair, guys. So like how you would work conditioner into the ends of your hair, just condition these bristles and rinse it out. There's no need to leave it in there and stuff. See, as I said, I used to clean my brushes like this. With brush cleaning, like your synthetic brushes, you could use a brush cleaner, you could use baby shampoo, you could use normal sunlight or dishwashing liquid. However, you want to also make sure that your brushes are sanitized. So after washing, what I would do is wash my brushes and then soak them in rubbing alcohol or sanitizer and then leave them to air dry. So drying process. Okay, so the drying process is I just have a clean paper kitchen towel. Okay, so basically you're just gonna wipe up the brush. This part is called the ferrule of the brush. This is the handle, this is the heel, these are the bristles. So that's the parts of a brush, guys. So I'm just gonna shape up the bristles. They're still very wet, and then you leave them to air dry. Okay, so that is it for my video on makeup tools, how to care for them, what to use, what brushes, what products. I hope you enjoyed my video. Remember, when doing makeup or on yourself or even others, make sure that your brushes are properly clean and sanitized and germ free to make sure that your skin stays healthy and clear of any pimples or infections. Cleanliness and hygiene is extremely important when it comes to makeup in general, but more so if you are applying it for other people as well. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you so much for watching once again. Bye.